at 5 with the Denver Public Library. My name is Erin. I'm a librarian at DPL's Central Library. And in 15 minutes or less, we'll have you up to speed on 5 new titles out this month that we can't wait for you to read or listen to. Please note that new titles may not be added to Overdrive until after publication date, so if you don't see the titles in ebook or e-audio format, please check back. Ever think about joining a book club? Denver Public Library has lots of options for you. The Downtown Bookies meet at the Denver Art Museum, and on August 11th, they'll be discussing The Shadow King by Maza Mengeste. And we have 2 no-strings-attached book clubs at the Park Hill and Ross University Hills branches, where there is no assigned book. Everyone comes and talks about their last great read, listen, or watch. Check out our book club listings to find just the right book club for you. Link below. How does your garden grow? It's been a contrary year, weather-wise, for Colorado gardeners. Visit our Woodbury branch on Saturday, August 12th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and bring your gardening questions to the CSU Extension Master Gardeners. Free and open to all. Event link below. And now on to the books. In his latest book, Future Care, Sensors, Artificial Intelligence, and the Reinvention of Medicine, Dr. Jag Singh looks into AI's effects on healthcare and what it means for doctors and patients. Utilizing his years of experience as a medical professional, Singh's book chronicles the evolution of AI in healthcare, from sensors to virtual care. The author will have readers considering the structural imbalances people face simply by being born in a certain part of the world. He also discusses areas of inequity in healthcare access among race, gender, or economic divides. As artificial intelligence becomes a larger part of our everyday lives, this book helps readers better understand this emerging field and the long-term effects of medicine's digital revolution. Future Care will have a significant impact on how medicine continues to evolve. It serves as a terrific guide for patients, caregivers, and anyone interested in healthcare as it provides direction for the future. The author is a professor at Harvard Medical School. For almost 2 decades, he's worked at Massachusetts General Hospital, where he currently serves as a cardiac electrophysiologist. Investigate further with The Genesis Machine, Our Quest to Rewrite Life in the Age of Synthetic Biology by Amy Webb and Andrew Hessel. By examining both the science and the ethical, moral, and religious issues surrounding synthetic biology, Webb and Hessel provide the background for preventing its misuse by some to re-engineer their bodies and that of their children, further increasing the disturbing division and polarization of societies into the haves, the enhanced, and the have-nots. To dig deeper into AI and medicine, check out our science database from Gale, which indexes and provides full text from hundreds of journals on these subjects. A library card is required. Link below. Locked room mysteries never really go out of style, and this classic, The Devil's Flute Murders, is from the golden age of crime. It presents a mind-bending Japanese mystery from the great Seishi Yokomizo, whose fictional detective, Kosuke Kindaichi, is a pop culture phenomenon akin to Sherlock Holmes. In this standalone novel, the beloved scruffy sleuth Kosuke Kindaichi investigates a series of gruesome murders within the feuding family of a brooding, troubled composer whose most famous work chills the blood of all who hear it. Set in 1947 as the old order departs, the story brings to the fore the fated aristocracy, beginning with the disappearance of Hidetsuki Tsubaki, a former viscount, flautist, and possible robber who disappears and is then found murdered, or is he? Readers are invited to a closed-room divination after which Kimimaru Tamamushi, a former count, is found killed. The detective is not of this social eminence, but has the Holmes-like acuity, though not style, to move the needle of initiative back. Atmospheric and interesting, a golden age murder that is well plotted but also makes powerful social observations. If you like it, read the rest of the series with this detective. Looking for more? At once a dazzling time-twisting murder mystery and a story about grief, memory, and what it means to, literally, come face-to-face with our ghosts, The Paradox Hotel is an unforgettable unforgettable speculative thrill ride from author Rob Hart. And don't forget DPL's standalone mystery core collection if you want help picking your next book. It features a wide range of mysteries, from organized crime to private investigators to missing persons to murder. Link below. Talking to My Angels by Melissa Etheridge is a profoundly honest look into her inner life as a woman, an artist, a mother, and a survivor. The first part of Etheridge's life, chronicled in her 2001 title, The Truth Is, included the best-selling albums Yes I Am and Your Little Secret, as well as her coming out as lesbian and intrigues surrounding the children that she and her then partner, filmmaker Julie Cypher, had with the help of David Crosby. The Grammy and Oscar award-winning rocker and trailblazing LGBTQIA+ icon takes stock of the intervening years, recounting the euphoric triumphs and the life-altering tragedies of her life, and what the past 2 decades have taught her about the value of music, love, family, and life in the face of death. A remarkable storyteller, she digs deep into the well of her life, sharing memories that, woven together, create a rich portrait of success and survival, an intimate, emotional, and ultimately inspiring story of healing. Special treat for listeners. Etheridge narrates Talking to My Angels, reeling her audience in with her oh-so-distinctive voice. Watch for the e-audio to be available in Libby Overdrive soon. This doesn't come out until September 5th, but you can put a hold on a print copy now. In 1990, the late musician and artist Sinead O'Connor's video for Nothing Compares to You turned her into a superstar. 2 years later, an appearance on Saturday Night Live turned her into a scandal. Pick up Why Sinead O'Connor Matters to hear the rest of the story. Music fans will appreciate the truth in advertising title The First Collection of Criticism by a Living Female Rock Critic by Jessica Hopper, which features oral histories of bands like Hole and Sleater-Kinney, interviews with the women editors of 1970s-era Rolling Stone, and intimate conversations with iconic musicians such as Bjork, Robin, and Lido Pimienta. And their review of Soil and Spirit, Cultivation, and the Kinship in the Web of Life by Scott Chasky, Minneapolis Star-Tribune reviewer Pamela Miller opens with How to Classify This Collection on Interconnected Essays by community agriculture pioneer and poet Scott Chasky. Science and Nature, Memoir, Poetry, Rhapsodic Exhortation. Poet, farmer, and educator Scott Chasky generously reflects on the natural world, his travels visiting growers around the country, and his insight into how we can build healthier communities while tending to the earth. A leader in the International Community-Supported Agriculture, or CSA, movement, he has combined a long-standing commitment to food sovereignty and organic farming with a belief that humble attention to microbial life and diversity of species provides invaluable lessons for building healthy human communities. In this lively collection of essays, he explores the evolution of his perspective as a farmer and as a poet. Tracing the first stage in his development back to a homestead in Maine on the ancestral lands of the Abenaki, he recalls learning to cultivate plants and nourish reciprocal relationships among species, even as he was reading Yeats and beginning to write poems. LA Times reviewer Jenny Lau has a different take on Soil and Spirit, also worth exploring. As she says, the book unearths an interesting problem here, the clash between the nostalgic stories we tell ourselves about the way our cultures care for the land and the discontinuities and upheavals that characterize these stories. Soil and Spirit romanticizes labor and struggle as authentic modes of relating to the earth. Reader, decide for yourself. In Playing God in the Meadow, How I Learned to Admire My Weeds, Martha Leb Molnar tells the tale of how she and her husband turned a dying apple orchard into a beautiful meadow. Bobolinks, eastern meadowlarks, and other ground nesters moved in, along with invasive weeds that threatened the birds' habitat. Martha describes their struggles and triumphs, not only with the birds, but with nature itself. Woods queer is sometimes used to describe the mindset of a person who has taken to the wild for an extended period of time. Author Gretchen Legler is no stranger to life away from the rapid-fire pace of the 21st century, which can often lead to a kind of stir craziness. Wood's Queer chronicles her experiences not just making a living, but making a life, in this case, an agrarian one more in tune with the earth on 80 acres in backwoods Maine. Readers of a certain age may remember The Future Is Us by Carolyn Mackler and Jay Asher. It's 1996 and less than half of all American high school students have ever used the internet. And in Mackler's adult debut, The Wife app, the kids have grown up and all is not happily ever after. Lauren, Madeline, and Sophie are three best friends with a lot in common, and now they can add one more shared attribute to the list. They are all divorced. A bit tipsy after Lauren's divorce celebration, the trio decides to come up with the Wife app, monetizing tasks that wives tend to take on for free, as a way to get revenge on their ex-husbands. In the process of the creation of the Wife app, they all become stronger and wiser in their relationships with their children as well as their exes. They begin to see their former husbands in very different lights, some for the better and some for the worse. Readers will find little talking points scattered throughout the book that may hit home, particularly those centered around self-discovery, learning one's worth, and reminders that no one's life is quite as put together or perfect as it seems. A 20-something, 30-something, and 40-something, an unlikely trio of friends, decides to change things up a bit, put down the dating apps, and play matchmaker for each other, and Andy Osho's Asking for a Friend. What could possibly go wrong? In These Impossible Things, author Salma El-Wardni tells the story of three Muslim best friends, Malak, Kees, and Jenna, as their lives begin to take different paths, and how they find a way back to each other as faith, family, and tradition are reconciled. And, in case you missed it, Her Lost Words, a novel of Mary Wollstonecraft and Mary Shelley by Stephanie Marie Thornton, is a beautifully written piece of historical, biographical fiction. It's 1792. As a child, Mary Wollstonecraft longed to disappear during her father's violent rages. Instead, she transforms herself into the radical author of the landmark volume of Vindication of the Rights of Women, in which she dares to propose that women are equal to men. 1818. The daughter of infamous political philosopher Mary Wollstonecraft, passionate child Mary Shelley, learned to read by tracing the letters of her mother's tombstone. As a young woman, she desperately misses her mother's guidance, especially following her scandalous elopement with dashing poet Percy Bysshe Shelley. Mary writes her first novel, Frankenstein, as part of a competition between herself, her husband, and Lord Byron, cementing her legacy as the mother of science fiction. How about a dreamy reimagining of the island of Dr. Moreau set against the backdrop of 19th century Mexico? Give The Daughter of Dr. Moreau by Silvia Moreno Garcia a try. Or how about a graphic novel retelling of Frankenstein by R.L. Stine, joined by artist A.L. Kaplan? Stuff of Nightmares, The Monster Makers, features two brothers who tried to create life from dead bodies, and what ensues is a lot of fun and carnage. That's all for this month. Thank you for tuning in to Denver Public Library's Friday 5 at 5, and we hope you enjoy these great reads and listens. Check out or place a hold on these titles and a whole lot more right now at denverlibrary.org, link below. Tune in next month for new recommended reads. Bye!